Welcome everyone to a Hearts of Iron 4 development diary review, something new I'm going to try to do a little bit. So they're starting to actually post development diaries again for HOI IV, and that's something that I never really did, but I'm going to go over it very quickly and check out the changes. Now, this is of course going to be for a new patch I'm thinking, and it's kind of interesting because, yeah, they're coming stuff about the 1.5 update, as well as the expansion that's going to come with it. And that's quite fine because they're adding a military chain of command. Now, of course, as you may know, Hearts of Iron 4 doesn't really have a very, very well-developed chain of command. You only have generals that can command 24 guys, 24 divisions, and field marshals that can command infinite. Now, what they're going to do is that they're going to add a level, right? So generals are going to command armies, different armies of men put together, and then those armies are going to be commanded by a field marshal, as you can see in the picture. For example, I think that's Fedor von Bock. Still in development, doggos. I think that's Fedor von Bock. So he's commanding over here. I guess that's von Kleist, and I don't know who that is. And then we have von Rundstedt commanding these three armies. So as you can see, that changes up how things work because you can do some very, very interesting things with this. So for example, you can have your whole front line on a front be set up with one field marshal, and then have different armies in the middle doing various different duties. So for example, you can have, I guess, one army with mostly mountaineers for rough terrain, and then another army with mostly infantry to hold down the line, and then another one with tanks to break through and do spearhead. So that's just kind of interesting because you can then singularly activate plans on one of them instead of just having to click the button and then have everybody go forward, even though you may want only one section of the line pushing ahead. So it's going to reduce the amount of it's like quote unquote bad micromanagement, but it's also going to increase the amount of meaningful management choices that you're going to have to make. So for example, what field marshal do I assign to what area and the likes. And then, as you can see, you can still just press the whole army forward. So we go ahead and look down, and of course, the theater, army groups, armies, divisions is the structure now instead of just theaters, armies, divisions. Of course, this is very much subject to change, as they always point out. And they're showing the progress art to complete features. Just normal, pretty normal stuff. Now, when it comes to controlling your troops, the new system introduced some changes to the battle planner. Okay, so you can either do a plan for each army in the army group or have a central plan. Yeah, right, that's what I was talking about earlier. Also do a mix, in which case an army will finish this plan and then fall back to executing the army group's plan. Oh, that's actually awesome. I wonder how they're going to actually implement that. Now, that one problem with that is that the Hearts of Iron 4 UI sometimes is itchy. So I hope that they manage to implement that correctly, because that would definitely improve the way you can control the AI and reduce micromanagement time overall. We're working to streamline the process of setting up fronts using the new army groups. Okay, that's just fine. They removed the skill levels for generals. Really now, did they? Yes, they did. They appear to have. Yeah. So they have skills for different kinds: attack, defense, planning, and logistics. Attack and defense do what you expect. Okay. So I wonder if defense also increases breakthrough, or if planning increases breakthrough, or if logistics probably doesn't increase breakthrough. Anyway, of course, attack will increase attack. I'm guessing planning, overall planning speed, and max planning. And then logistics decreases the supply consumption, most likely. Yeah, lower supply consumption. Planning improves planning speed. And field marshal stats apply together with army general stats that reduce capacity. Okay, so you will always want to have a chain of command for best efficiency. Right. So what this means is that it will likely end up either being a sort of a nerf for minor countries who do not start off with field marshals, and more of an incentive to actually like promote and level up a field marshal early on, or they will start adding a lot of field marshals and also increasing the flavor for minor countries like that. So the command feature is going to be part of a free update, okay? Although there's some cool DLC features that will tie into it, and we'll be revealing later diaries. Also expect to read more details about the system itself and how things like combat are affected, etc., etc. Okay, well that's pretty useful. That's pretty much just about it for this dev diary. It was a pretty small one, but I guess it's pretty cool to cover it. So hope you found it interesting, and I'll see you soon with the next one.